Is a question. How good would it be if we could call our kids phrases and questions like we call racehorses, you know? It'd be great introducing them to our friends. Like, oh, who's this? Oh, this is my son crushing my dreams. And this is my daughter who ruined my life. You know, because like this, I'm 36 years old. I'm at the age where most of my friends are getting divorced, and I don't know whether or not to have kids. Give it to you if you don't have kids, but you're on the fence about having them. Tyson, you can put your hand down. You're too young. You're too young, Tyson. Okay, that explains those missing teeth. I asked that question. I work on other lines as well, apart from Carnival. Carnival's definitely the best line to work on because you guys are so much fun. Would you agree? Yeah. I've worked on Princess Cruises before. Give me a cheer if you've been on one of them. Okay, I find that hard to believe because the average age of the passengers is dead. Yeah, and I was talking about kids' names, and I said I was on the fence about having kids, and I said to the whole audience, is there anyone in the room that's on the fence about having children? And everyone in the crowd just started laughing. I thought, well, the average age in here is about 85. It's not like there's going to be a couple in their 80s, childless, just going like, just the band just popping some baby blues and going, well, Marjorie, tonight's the night. I'll pop the pills and let's hope it's rough seas. I want nature to do most of the work. You know, because I don't know whether I want to have kids. Before you even buy a car, you're allowed to take it for a test drive. Okay? I feel like we should be able to go rent a kid out somewhere from an orphanage, you know? Everyone will give them a trial run for a couple of months. Everyone you know will be like, oh, who's this? You're like, oh, he's Timmy. He's the rescue. You know, because I don't know whether or not some negative traits I had as a kid will be passed down to my children. Okay, because I know that there are parents in the room that were really, really excited about having kids. And then you had them. And then they displayed qualities that you remember you hated in yourself when you were a child. And you go, oh, I remember this. I see a few nods. Okay, Miss, just behind this kid right here. What do you see in your children that... She's a smart ass. Okay, all right. What did she say to you? Oh, is that her right there? Oh, wow. How old are you? 35? Oh my God, what are you doing at the PG show? Okay. I'm so sorry. I should never guess a lady's age. I'm so sorry. How much do you weigh? I'm joking. Okay, all right. When crowd work can go wrong, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a three-point turn, get the hell out of there, okay? Now, I'm not afraid to say this to you guys, but when I was a kid, I used to wet the bed. Don't feel sorry for me, though. Feel sorry for my sister. She was on the bottom bunk. She stopped sleeping with her mouth open pretty quickly. But there are some people that you see, especially like round the ship, when you go, oh my God, you shouldn't have had kids, should you? Okay, and I think I've met a few of those people that shouldn't have had children, and they are my mum and dad. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my dad, he's like a father to me. But there are certain things he does that make me think like you should have, because I've got aging parents now, they're both in their mid-70s. My dad's jealous of what I do because I do this all the time, and he wanted to do this when he was younger, never got the opportunity. And he goes, oh, son, you think the sun shines out of your ass. I know, and then he takes his phone out of his pocket, he's got the torch on. I was like, Dad, turn the torch off. He goes, why? I said, because at your age, if you see a light, you tend to walk towards it. He's funny though, in his mid-70s, he's funny. Okay, have we got any people in the 70s in? No, okay, all right. Young cruisers, is there? Okay. All right, don't have the energy to put their hand up. All right. I said to Tyson, again, no. Okay. My dad's really funny with it though, because we were going for a walk once and he had one of his shoes untied. I said, Dad, one of your shoes is untied. He says, son, unless they're both untied, it's not worth the journey down there. And well, the reason I say we should have had kids is because he has the wrong way of remembering stuff. Like, we were going through a family photo album when I went back to the UK a couple of months ago, and we come across a picture of me and my sister when we were 5 and 6 years old. And he goes, "Oh, look at that. Those were the good old days." I said, "Dad, that's really sweet. Do you miss us when we were kids?" He said, "No, look at that petrol station in the background, 70 pence a litre. Those were the good old days." No, I love my mum as well. Give me a cheer if you love your mum. Fantastic. All right, give me a cheer if your mum has a technique, if you've ever had a loose tooth and your mum had a technique for getting the loose tooth out. Okay, all right. We've got one guy over there. What did your mum do to your loose tooth?
Oh, she would rip it out.
She would just rip it out. What, with her fingers or
Just
a little string? A string? Yeah, that's what my mum did. Oh my God! Right, if you've ever had this done, kids, it is very painful. Okay, if you've got a loose tooth, your mum will tie a cotton string around it, tie it to a door handle, get you to stand there and go, "Okay, 3, 2, 1," slam the door. The tooth comes right out. Right? My mum did that when I was younger, and a week later, I was at school, I was playing football, and this kid whacked the ball so hard, it hit me right in the ghoulies. I was like, "Ah!" And I went home, and my mum said, "Oh my God, you're in pain. Tell me, where does it hurt?" And then I remembered what she did to the tooth. Look, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you at all. Okay? My uncle Ray's one of the funniest people I've ever met. He's 82 years old, never paid a penny of national insurance back in the UK, not entitled to a pension. He's a hustler, okay? He's a real hustler. And we were in the queue for Macca's drive-thru back in the UK. And we're at the payment window for the meal we just ordered. And my uncle's 82 years old. He's spending a bit of time trying to find his wallet. But the woman behind, she's getting impatient. She's beeping. She's swearing. But she's doing this. We look behind and she's like that. And my Uncle Ray just finds his credit card and he pays for his meal. But then he also pays for the woman behind's meal as well. I said, "Uncle Ray, that's really sweet. Why are you doing that?" He said, "At my age, I live life at a different pace, and it's making her angry. But we have to tackle anger with kindness, Christian. We have to do that." I said, "Oh, that's so sweet." And then we get to the next window, the collection window, and we look behind at this woman going to the payment window, and she's just been told that my Uncle Ray has paid for her meal. And this woman's anger just turns into just apologetic confusion. Just, thank you. And I was like, "This is so sweet, this is lovely." And my Uncle Ray collects our foods, but then also collects her food as well. And I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Watch." He drives a little further forward, sits there, and we just watch this woman go to the window, collect her foods, and her face just went from and I said, "Oh my God, why did you do that, Uncle Ray?" I said, "You're not entitled to a pension. You've got to hustle. You haven't got much money." He goes, "Son." So he goes, "He's not my son. He's not my dad." Okay, that was a Freudian slip, wasn't it? Okay. He goes, "Christian, look, at my age, we don't have a lot of joy in life. But revenge is one of those joys." And her meal cost £12. But the look on her face as she had to join the back of that queue, priceless. Okay, that was a nice tale. It wasn't worth a laugh, was it? But definitely worth folded arms and staring at me. Thank you very much for doing that. I've learned a lot about my family as well in the recent years. My sister calls me up and she goes, "I've learned something about the family. I've found something out." I said, "Am I adopted? Please tell me I'm adopted. Does the physical distance match the emotional one?" She goes, "No, we found out we have a family coat of arms." I know, right? Family coat of arms. Okay, my mum's very bougie about it. I went back to the UK 2 months ago. I walk in the door and she goes, "Oh, hello, Christian. Welcome home. How are the colonies? Have you seen the new frame we've got for the family coat of arms? Isn't it nice?" I said, "Yes, Mum. If those arms had given me a hug as a child, I wouldn't be doing this for a living, would I?" Personally, I think my family coat of arms is kind of gay, because it's two men crossing swords. This is really 1 p.m. energy, isn't it? Okay. I'm really feeling the lackluster effort from you guys this afternoon. So I thought, you know what? I've got a family coat of arms. How far can I trace back my family tree? So I went on Ancestry.com. I traced my family tree back over 1,000 years. Wow, there's so much history there. Does wonders for your self-identity to know where your family lineage comes from. But because both my mum and dad's family have lived in the same village for so long, it turns out my mum and dad, cousins. I know, correct reaction, okay? All right? I did that joke on a cruise around Tasmania. The whole audience looked at me and went, so? You know? And then I realised I didn't go on Ancestry.com, no, I went on Incestry.com. It's their sister site. You know, honestly, this discovery, it's tearing my dad and uncle apart. But then again, they are the same person, so it doesn't really matter. So, give me a cheer if you've enjoyed people watching on this ship. It's a good thing to do, isn't it? Yeah, it's the best place to do it is the buffet, isn't it? Great sitting at the buffet watching people go out get their food. Animals, every one of them. Not you guys, obviously, but everybody else. Animals. All right, now there's a lot of food up in that buffet. You can't eat it all in one go. But I have seen some of you do give it a bloody good try, don't you? You do. You keep rediscovering new dishes as you go further down the line. Okay, you get excited, you pile more on, you go, oh, look at this, Balinese food, Indian food, Mexican food. On the Carnival Splendor, that's called the housekeeping special. Because they're going to have a great time cleaning that cabin after you've left. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't fill your stomach with all the cultures of the world. All I'm saying is that you just need a little bit of help, that's all. Why do you think your toilets are powered by a small jet engine? You sit on there, press the button. There were people in their 80s looking back in the bowl going, there's that chewing gum I had when I was 9. And they trust you, the passengers, to serve your own portions, don't they? That's good, that level of trust. But that trust runs out when you reach the carvery. They don't trust you with the carvery. Some of you don't even know the carvery is there. You filled up your entire plate, you discover the carvery at the end, this hunk of meat, this juicy hunk of meat. And you go, oh, I can make some room. I can make some room. And you ask the person for the carvery. They cut you a slice. They put it on your plate, and then there's that awkward moment where you realise it's not enough. And you turn into a little Oliver Twist. Please, sir, can I have some more? And whoever's serving you the carvery goes, more? This is more food than my entire family has eaten in an entire year. Look at you, you greedy fat pig. You want more carvery? You want more carvery? Do you know what I had for breakfast this morning? I had a rat dipped with honey. So I can have the energy to come up here and serve greedy fat pigs like you got. I don't even sleep in a bed, I sleep next to the propeller. My friend sleeps on the propeller. Waking up every day to serve greedy fat pigs like you. That's the look they give you, isn't it? It's the look they give you. What I love up there is watching the Americans choose all the food that was once on their no-fly list. But I do love watching the Aussies as well. Give it your Aussies in the room. Fantastic. Aussie! Fantastic. Now, okay, you Australians up there at the buffet, okay, there are 27 million people in your country, okay, all right, and 20% of those 27 million have been diagnosed dairy intolerant. And on their ship, 100% of that 20% ignore those doctor's orders, don't you? When you find out there's free ice cream on board, oh! Self-serve, yes! You go up to that with your cone, thinking of your doctor, going, oh, he doesn't have to know. Yeah, your doctor won't know, but do you know who else will? The rest of us that have to smell your disgusting farts every 10 minutes of the day. You've been eating a different culture's food every dinner time. Not one of those farts is going to smell the same, is it? You're walking along Lido deck doing the chicken tikka rika. You're gassing people in the pool with a pad thai drive-by. You're going up to people having lunch, giving them korma trauma. Now, what I love about that is every one of you will remember at least one of those and use it to describe your bowel movements for the rest of the cruise. Okay? Now, we're out of lockdown. How good is this? That is a distant memory, isn't it, COVID? How good is that? I do miss lockdown, though. Give me a cheer if you miss lockdown. Oh, all the kids, none of the parents. No. We all noticed the complete lack of the posts about your children on social media. Once they were locked inside with you, there was no more posts that, look at my darling angels. Aren't they the best? I'm the luckiest mum and dad in the whole world. None of those posts anymore. No, okay. Do you know what I miss about lockdown? The COVID relief payments from Centrelink. $750 a week. I'm a comedian. That's a 750% increase in my income. I thought, you know what, I've got to move out. Okay, because I was living in a house of girls at the time, and I thought I would buy something for the house when I moved in there, and I bought a 36-roll pack of toilet paper. Yeah, that lasted about 2 weeks with women in the house. I don't know what it is, like when women, you go to the bathroom, you just feel the need to just wrap a whole toilet paper around your hand, like a boxer before a fight. What do you do, 3 rounds with your bum hole? Okay? Alright? You're just like, yeah, just playing Eye of the Tiger while wiping, you know? It's hard, I don't know what it is. Is there some kind of marketing thing that men can't see? You know, that only women can? This toilet paper absorbs and holds, just like you do with a grudge. You know, that's... Because men, we're very conservative, okay? We use 3 squares. Give me a cheer if you use 3 squares. So that's all the men, okay? That's it. We use 3 squares. We fold it. We wipe. Do we flush? No, we fold it again. In Australia, that's known as a Vegemite sandwich. We even sing to ourselves. I come from a land down under. So, what was I? Oh, that was it. I thought, right, all this money's coming in, I'm going to move out of the shared house. I moved into a place on my own, and I learned a lot about living on my own. I learned I'm more Australian than I thought I was. Because I woke up one day and there's this massive huntsman spider in my kitchen sink. I am so terrified. I haven't seen legs that hairy since Nana's picnic, okay? And I'm scared this thing's not paying rent, and I had to go to my next door neighbour to get him to help. I knock on his door, he's this lovely Asian guy, comes over, traps the spider underneath a glass tumbler and throws it over the balcony. And I thought, wow, how Australian am I? Outsourcing my pride to China. Okay, there's a few liberals in the room, I get this, okay? All right, okay, but honestly, this is what I've learned about your country, Australia. You have 2 different types of cockroaches, aren't I right? Yes, you have the Australian cockroach, the one that flies in when you're sleeping and goes, "Good day, mate, I'm the size of a surfboard, and I'm going to nibble on your face while you sleep." And then you have the German cockroach, the one that goose steps along your kitchen counter. I didn't know how to tell the difference. Then I turned on the light, and one of them went, 9! and ran under the fridge. Now, the next part of this joke does require some knowledge of world history, okay? So for the next 90 seconds, please get on board with this, okay? Now, guys, you wouldn't believe what happened the other week. I opened my fridge door, I found a German cockroach in my Polish sausage. I tried to get my pet to help me, but my French bulldog surrendered immediately. Before I knew it, there were more and more of them. They had overtaken my Danish bacon. They had annexed my Belgian chocolates. God, so I phoned my American friend to get him to help me. I said, "What are you up to?" He said, "I'm having some sushi." I said, "How far in are you?" He went, "Midway." And then before I I knew it, I had to do it all on my own, tooth and nail. Like there were more and more of them. They'd colonized my Greek salad. They even went into my freezer to get me Russian vodka, but it was too cold. Half of them died. And all this time, my Italian neighbor was helping them out. I said, what are you doing? He said, just want them to leave me alone. Here's some pizza, here's some pasta, here's some tiramisu. And so finally, after a few hours, my American friend arrived with his Canadian friend and Australian friend. And do you know what, ladies and gentlemen? We fought them in the kitchen. We fought them in the living room. And then we had defeated them. Yes, victory! We thought we had wiped them all out. But it turns out they were just hiding in my Argentinian neighbor's house. Okay, 7 of you know history. Okay, that's good. That took a long time to write, so thank you very much for appreciating the potted history. One day I'll find the right crowd for that one. Now, I will finish on this with something very easy and palatable for everyone. Give me a cheer if you are a naughty kid. That's every kid. Okay, all right. What's your name again? Levi, are you a naughty kid, Levi? You're not a naughty kid, you're a really good kid. Okay, what's the naughtiest thing you've ever done? You broke someone's leg. For a good kid, that's a pretty naughty thing to do. How did you break someone's leg?
I don't know.
Okay. Were you performing on stage and you just did really, really well and you took everyone's advice literally? Okay, all right. Do you have pets? You have pets. Okay. What pet do you have? You have a dog. Okay, all right. Growing up, I had a cat. And my man got me this cat. Yeah, give it to your cat, people. Nice. Give it to your dog, people. It's because dogs love you back. That's why you're so much more excited. I had a cat growing up. Now the cat's name was Mr. Tibbles, but over time the name changed. We ended up calling him Jesus, because every time he ran away and we thought he was dead, he'd turn up 3 days later. Actually, poor Jesus did get run over. Actually, it was a very sad thing. We found him in the road like this. And I was so sad as well. I was about 8 years old. I ran into my mum and I said, Mum, I'm so sad. I thought kitty cats had 9 lives. She said, they do, son, but he was hit by an 18-wheeler. So after that, we got a dog. This dog was the most inappropriate dog ever. Okay, he would, every time we had company over, he would lie belly up in front of the fire, sleeping, and he would have the best dreams. The greatest dreams this dog would have. His dreams were so good that my mum was always just like, please don't look, don't encourage the dog. And then the dog would wake himself up from the dream and see an admiring audience. And like any good performer, he would think, well, the show must go on. And in an act of contortionism, he would incorporate the tongue into his routine. And my mum would just be like, no, don't look. But the only people that were looking were my dad and my uncle. And they would stare at the dog. And my dad would turn to my uncle and go, can you do that? And my uncle would go, oh, I can. But I'd have to give him a biscuit first. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the second of my PG shows. Thanks very much for coming.